I'm actually quite angry with myself. Not the sort of video you would normally upload, is it? In an interview yesterday, I don't even know why. I'm good at self-sabotage, but not usually sabotaging other people. I mentioned that one of my family dead was in the red light area of Southampton at the time of her death. And I don't know that that was at all relevant. I have a writer friend who lives in that area. I mean, people do live in red light areas. The boyfriend who was with her at the time of her death also died in the red light area, was murdered in the red light area 2 years later. There are pubs there. There are residential homes there, as I've said. I have a writer friend there. And there was no, although there was a heck of a lot of victim blaming going on at that inquest, a heck of a lot, there was no suggestion whatsoever that Fiona was engaged in prostitution on the night of her death. No suggestion at all. So I don't know why I even mentioned where the road was, except to make the point that it was a long way from where she lived. And my father should not have known where the heck she was. And in fact, things that didn't puzzle me at the time, because I was used to not questioning my father, do puzzle me now. And actually, at the time, yes, I was puzzled. I was puzzled by the amount of time my father did spend at Fiona's home, which was in an area called Millbrook, Totland Close to be precise. He was the partner of her mother, and when, as far as I knew, Fiona was 23 when he met her. She had one baby, one little boy, and a baby on the way. And I did puzzle as to why my father spent so much time with this young woman he didn't really know. I did meet her children, which is another puzzle now. I think, well, that's very strange. I met both her children, and in particular, I saw quite a lot of the little boy. But I never met Fiona. And I think now, actually, that we were deliberately kept apart. That my father didn't want the two of us to meet. And it puts me in a very awkward position. Partly because her children are alive and in their 20s and don't want to hear bad things about their mother. And why did I mention it? It wasn't relevant. Except that my father shouldn't have had no idea of where she was, and clearly did. Not knowing Fiona it was and is a handicap. I know that she was a mental health nurse who very suddenly and for no obvious reason went downhill a little. But she was turning her life around. This happens to people. It happens to people in their 20s. It happens to people in their teens. They take a wrong turn for a little while, and when they hit maybe 30, they turn their lives around. And I used to, in fact, try to reassure Ellen that Fiona would turn her life back round. And she had turned her life back round at the time that she was killed. I feel horrible today for saying that she was in the red light area. There was more.